Hi, I put Bad Apple on 64 scroll bars. As you can see, it's playing right now, so here's how I did it. So I started the project by just getting a basic renderer for 64 scroll bars. You can drag them like real scroll bars, and you can increase and decrease the size. Anyway, I had to think about how I would actually do this. So I went and watched Bad Apple, and I realized I'll need to be able to invert the bars. So I added it. You can right click to invert the color of the scroll bar. So I needed a way to actually play a video using these scroll bars. So I made a simple video player, and the video was just this sine wave, cool looking thing, because it's a wave. It's a wave. So now that I could play a video, I needed to actually turn Bad Apple into an actual video file. So first I just downloaded every single frame of Bad Apple, and then I started working on a script to convert these images into scroll bars. This was the first version of Bad Apple. Initially there was only fully white or fully black scroll bars, nothing else. Because basically in the encoder, it was looking at the pixels per column, right? So let's say this is white and this is black. In this array, you can see two stacks. One stack is 4 ones in a row, and then the next stack is 8 zeros in a row. So the stack is 1 and then 0. So if the stack is just fully white, it will result in 1, which just draws the entire bar as white. And if it's 0, it draws the entire bar as black. The second version was where it got better. You can kind of see what's going on. Now this is where it gets interesting. Two stacks. Let's say some of it is white and some of it is black. This would be a stack of 2. If the stack is 1, 0, that means the top of the screen is white and the bottom of the column is black, because we draw from the top first. So we just put a black bar at the very bottom of the screen. And it's basically the same logic with 0, 1, except the bar will be at the top and it will be black first and then white. Then this is where I call it the white sandwich and the black sandwich. If the stack is 1, 0, 1, that's a white sandwich. These are white sandwiches because, as you can see, the top of the sandwich and the bottom of the sandwich is white, which is the 2 ones, and in the middle of that sandwich there's a 0, which is the bar. So we just draw the bar based on where the zeros and 1s start, and you just draw in the right place. This is a black sandwich where it's 0, 1, 0. So we just invert the colors of this scroll bar. So the background of the bar is black and the actual bar is white. And that's about it. That's all it can draw. You can't draw black, white, because that's 4 stacks. You only get 1 bar in a scroll bar, so it's just simply not possible. So what do we do when we encounter 4 or more stacks? Well, you see in this early prototype, it kind of just skips them, it doesn't draw them at all. So we need to figure out a way how to compress the 4 stacks into 3, or any stack number actually, into a maximum of 3 stacks. How do we do that? So let's say you have this. This is almost a black sandwich. It's black, then it's white, then it's black, but there's a little speck of white in there. The stack here is 0, 1, 0, 1, which is 4 stacks. That's just too many. We need to flip one of the bits to make it into 3 stacks or less. So in this case, you can flip this 1 here and turn it into 0, and there you have it. It's 0, 1, 0. That's a valid stack. But how does the computer know which bit to flip? Well, for now it just picks the shortest one it encountered first, which in this case is the 1. However, this approach led to some sort of glitches. Just watch. So why does it look like that? So in this one, there's 2 shortest ones. It's 0, 0 and then the 1, 1. But because it picks the leftmost one, it's gonna flip these 2. But it still has a stack size of 4, so it flips again. And now, if you compare, that is wildly different to the original. And that is very bad. The real solution is to simply flip these 2 bits and boom, you're already done. But the script doesn't know that because it's not checking every single possibility. So to make it find the most optimal solution every time, I made it just search every single possibility and pick the best one that flips the least amount of bits total. And that pretty much fixes the encoder. There's some slight issues, but that's just because you can't do much if there's 2 items on the scroll bar. You have to remove one of them. So you will lose some details if there's 2 objects on the same plane. But basically that's the best you can get without getting any manual editing. So I call that a win. I call that finished. So if you want to see the full video, click here right now. The video in the middle, click it and subscribe and like, I don't know, do your thing. Bye.